evening and welcome to another special edition of the Liberian Diaspora Forum. Like our last special edition, tonight's show was called for and arranged by the Union of Liberian Associations in Americas, ULA, through a dual citizenship committee's chairman, Eminent Emmanuel Witty, who will welcome you to the show shortly, followed by an introduction of the guest by ULA's National President, Honorable Gay Slay. The guest will then make 10 to 15 minutes presentation on the subject at hand, dual citizenship, of course, and that will be followed by a question and answer section. My name is Kafumba Kromah, and I will be your host tonight. Honorable Witty?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, before I go any further, I think we have, Mr. Moderator, I think we have the chairman of ULA Board of Directors. He's on Mr. Coney. His number is 215 number, so I hope you can gain the opportunity to make a remark. Yeah, after me, then you can call him on the president.
After you, he said?
Yeah, after me, then he can listen, and then the president can introduce our guest. So, and also you can unmute him.
Go ahead.
All right, I want to say thanks to the moderator, Mr. Senator. Welcome, Mr. President, Chairman Coney, members of ULA leadership team, fellow friends, Liberians. Thanks for coming on. As you know, the ULA Dual Citizenship Committee is planning an all-Liberian conference on December the 7th and the 8th in Washington, D.C. And as part of our awareness campaign, we have decided to contact sponsors who are actually supporting us in the Liberian Senate to come on and interact with you or discuss and ask questions. So not to waste your time, I want to say thank you for coming on and, be open up. And please do not forget December the 7th and the 8th in Washington, D.C. You need to come. This is a conference that you need to participate. Do not allow people to go there and make a decision for you. If you're serious on the issue, you got to be in person. So I want to welcome you all, and thanks for coming, and thanks, Mr. Moderator, for your time. Thanks, Mr. Senator, and everybody. Thanks.
Thank you, Honorable Witty. I'll take the chairman, and then after that, the national president of ULA will then introduce our guest, and then from there we'll get the ball rolling. So, Honorable Chairman, I'm sorry I don't recall your name. Chairman, 215, your line is open,
sir. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Mr. President, the Honorable Senator, Eminent Wetty, I just want to take this time on behalf of the National Board of Directors of ULA to welcome our own. I say our own because all of us know that the Honorable Grupee is former president of the Union of Liberian Associations in the Americas. By our own law, he's also an eminent person. So, Mr. Eminent Senator, I really want to take this time to welcome you to this forum. The issue of dual citizenship is something that is very, very, very crucial to Liberians in the diaspora. ULA has been leading the charge to achieve a better outcome with regard to this issue. Our many meetings, many trips to Liberia. I was in Liberia in March, Mr. Senator, and we paid a courtesy call at your office. Okay. But at that time, we were told that you were not in the office. I just want to let you know that your office personnel were very cordial and they were very helpful. Even though you were not there, but we had one of the best reception in Capitol Building. So with you being here tonight, I see it as a family affair where the union coming together with its own so that we can put our concerns forward to you you being a member of the national legislature. Basically, we would be opening our ears to listen to you, because at this stage, what we are interested in is what kind of strategies can we actually put together to achieve the desired outcome. So I'm really pleased to be here on this conference. I don't want to take up much of the time. The national president is here, so he will add more words to the sentiments I've expressed. But again, I want to welcome you. I'm very happy that you are here. I want to thank the Liberian Diaspora Forum for this key partnership with EULA. Like we always say, we can make a lot of progress if we partner with one another. So I want to thank the forum for their partnership with EULA, and I hope that the forum and EULA will continue to do things that are beneficial to each of our organizations and to the general diaspora community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. Thank you. I'll now take the National President, Honorable Clark. President Clark, the line is open, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kafumba from the Diaspora Forum for hosting our show here tonight. I want to take this opportunity to recognize all of our EULA officials on the line. Since I'm not privileged to know who else is on, I know the Honorable Chairman of the Board, Koenig, just spoke his on, and Minawati is on. I know there are other leaders who are on, but I'm not privileged to such information at this time. But I just want to recognize all of you that are on this conference tonight, and all other Liberians who show up here tonight to listen to the Honorable Senator. Well, like the Chairman just rightfully stated, Honorable Grupee is no stranger to EULA. He was once president for the union from 93 to 94. So that means prior to 93, he was involved with the union. So he was with the union in the 80s. And you know what EULA used to do in the 80s. So at this time, we are privileged to have him. He is a junior senator from Nimba County, Republic of Liberia. And I was privileged, this gone weekend, this Saturday, we were together in Boston, Massachusetts at a fundraising event. And we spoke lengthily, but of course, he has a lot of information to provide to us here tonight. So we should all have our questions prepared, have our ears open, and I know he got good information to provide to us. So tonight, I just want to say, Honorable Senator Grupee, officially, I want to welcome you to the United States, and we appreciate you being on this line tonight. So the line is back to you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you, Honorable President. Thank you, Eminent Weti, and thank you, Board Chair Coney. I hope I'm saying that right. So, Honorable Senator, the floor is all yours for your 5 to 10 minutes presentation, after which time we shall open the question line. So it's all yours, sir.
Well, thank you very much, and thanks for having me on tonight. Mr. Chairman of the Board, Mr. President, the Chairman of the Committee on Dual Citizenship, it is a privilege and opportunity for me to be here with you to brief you on our legislative process in Liberia as relates to the Dual Citizenship Bill. When I was in the United States some time ago, I think it was in May of this year, I also had the opportunity to have an interaction with the chairman on dual citizenship, Mr. Woody, who also invited me, and we have a teleconference on these particular issues. So it is a continuing process that we have been engaged in. Even when our president of the union, the issue of dual citizenship was also part of our agenda. And up to this present, I want to just, thank you for keeping the momentum on for those of you who are now carrying on the union. I could quite remember just about 2 years ago, before returning to Liberia, there was a serious, problem in EULA. And I told Mahdi Reed when I was a member of the eminent committee, we try, to see how best we could resolve, the conflict in Eula. Since we were not getting anywhere, I told her, I said, well, I have done my part, and I was not going to be, a part of this anymore because I was so well engaged with other activities. But to come back and see that Eula is now one Eula, and the conflict in Eula has been resolved, it is very gratifying, and I want to thank you, the leadership of Eula, for resolving the issues and keeping our union intact. Having said that, let me come back, to the issue of dual citizenship. Before then, even though the introduction was made, but again, for the benefit of those who have not seen me or heard from me before, let me once again introduce myself. My name is Thomas S. Grupee. I am from Nimba, and I'm the junior senator of Nimba County. I went in during the 53rd. We took office this year in January, so that means I've been in there now for about 10 months. One of the issues that we have on our agenda is the dual citizenship that we are discussing tonight. In keeping with our Constitution, if you happen to look at our Constitution, Chapter 4, Article 27A, you will see in there that the Constitution made it very explicit that if you were born during the coming into force of the Constitution as a citizen, lawful citizen of Liberia, you must remain a citizen of Liberia. That is what that Constitution says. And in such doing, it is your fundamental right as a citizen who were born in that country to maintain your citizenship. Since the Act was passed, I believe, in 1973 or so, that, contravene, to me, that is exactly how I look at it. That contravene that particular constitutional provision to say that if you happen to travel out of Liberia and acquire a citizenship of a second country, you have forfeited your Liberian citizenship. That particular act has been a barrier to more progressive Liberians who will otherwise return home to, help with the rebuilding, process of Liberia. So as such, there are so many of our friends, colleagues, who thought a while that this particular, provision within our Constitution must be upheld by introducing a bill that will, make it possible for you as a Liberian who, for one reason or another, especially so for the United States, people who otherwise acquire naturalization in the United States in order for them to make, to find economic, benefits or to make it easier for their temporary living in the United States, not to be deprived of their homeland. So, Honorable Creto Watterson, a senior senator from Grand Cru, introduced the dual citizenship bill during the 52nd legislators. That bill went into the committee room. For those of you who are familiar with the legislative process, when a bill is introduced from one of the houses, the bill will have to be sent to a committee room. The committee will work on the bill and then come back for the first, second, and third reading before a vote is taken. But when the bill went into the committee room, from my understanding, because I was not part of the 52nd, the bill remained in the committee room. Sponsors of the bill went around trying to lobby, for the bill. That we work by consensus. You have to make sure that you encourage, people and lobbying, colleagues who will support your idea. So, in so doing, the sponsors thought or believed that the vote wasn't there to actually pass a bill. So they delay in bringing the bill on to the floor. So it stayed there until the election came, and then we got elected for the 53rd and came in. So during our first sitting, the author of the bill, Honorable Crito Watterson, as you all may know, he was in the United States on medical leave for a very long time. Almost, he stayed in a hospital here more at the end of the session. So, being that he introduced the bill, none of all could bring the bill or reintroduce it because the bill stayed in the committee room. So for that reason, we had to wait for him, to return to the Senate or either resign from the Senate or somebody else to, reintroduce the bill. But as God will have it, fortunate for all, Honorable Watterson returned to the Senate. So we met with him, a committee of few met with him and told him that the bill should be brought back to, the floor. And some of all who expressed interest to, co-sign on with him, talk to him, and he agreed, to bring the bill back onto the floor. But again, before, bringing the bill back, we have to make sure that we have the vote. We have to make sure that we lobby our colleagues who will be able to support us, and not only in the Senate, but also in the House of Representatives. You all know that our Constitution, dictates that the both, houses must pass on a legislation in order for it to become law. So if this bill is passed in the House or Senate, it will have to go to the lower house. And we will have to work with our colleagues in the lower house to make sure that the bill, is concurred by then. So this is where we are at the present moment. Let me tell you some of the obstacles, so far for this particular bill. Of course, one having to be funds. In order for you to lobby your colleagues, you must have little money. You will have to have money to either, take them for a picnic, or you go out there and then have something where you will invite, everyone to come, and then have either lunch or dinner with you, and try to persuade them to support your idea. That is needed. The other thing that's most needed also is the education part of it, and this is where you really come in. We have to educate the Liberian public on this bill, the benefits of this bill. We have to first and foremost state the effect and the benefit, and we all know that the benefit of this bill outweigh the effect, and especially so looking at it, the economic benefit, the political benefit that we reap from this particular bill. So that is the area where we will need, your support. When we have money, we will have to buy airtime to, make sure that we send some of our people who will articulate the benefit of the bill to the Liberian people. We might have a public hearing. Since this is a public, concern, we might have a public hearing, and the public hearing will also be sponsored by the committee, and the public will come and ask questions, on the dual citizenship, how they call benefits, whether it is good for Liberian or not. So those are, things that we ought to do. Through my interaction with Liberians, some of what the questions that have been a concern for the passage of a dual citizenship so far have been the issue that have to do with who benefit, from this bill, if the bill having to pass and allow dual citizenship for Liberia, whether the Lebanese, the Indians, white men from the United States or from England will be privileged to gain dual citizenship in Liberia. And we have tried to explain, to people that no, that is not the case. Because under the same Article 4, Article 27, B, it states clearly, and that is a unique provision of our Constitution all by itself. It defines who can be citizen of Liberia, who is eligible to be a citizen of the Republic of Liberia. And of course, it states there that it has to be a person of color from a Negro descent, meaning that you have to be, a descendant of the black race for you to be a citizen of Liberia. So that provision has to be certified, because what we call dual citizenship is a process. It's not even the law. The law here, first and foremost, is for you to acquire what you call naturalization. If you happen to be an American, went to Liberia, and then naturalized and maintain your American citizenship, you have had a dual citizen because you are now a citizen of two countries. If you happen to be a citizen of Liberia, like myself, came to the United States and then gained naturalization in the United States and maintain your citizenship in Liberia, you have had a dual citizenship. But so what is more important, one and foremost, is that you have to first qualify to be a naturalized citizen. If you are not qualified under the naturalization law of a country, you cannot, gain the citizenship, and thereby you cannot be a dual citizen. So in order for a Lebanese man or an Indian or someone who is not of Negro descent applying for naturalization in Liberia, you will not be qualified. So for that reason, you will not be a dual citizen. And so last a Liberian thing, that dual citizenship is reciprocal. But that is not the case. It is not you do me, I do you. Every country have a unique, immigration law that is separate from the other. So those are some of the issues that we have to educate, our Liberian public about it, because when they hear that a white man or a Lebanese or Indian is going to be a citizen of Liberia, they panic. Our people were very wise to have put that clause in the Constitution because they know that we do not really have that economic strength. Okay, so if we allow, other people to come in, they might, subjugate us because of their economic strength. So I would pause. Oh, the next thing that I want to talk about quickly before I start for your question. What we did, this year also, with the help of a few friends, when we got together, we, try to be proactive. Suppose we don't get our way with dual citizenship bill. What would be the next steps? What should we do? So we came together and said, okay, let we have a fallback, position. So we drafted, something that we call the Protection of Liberian Citizenship Act. This particular act is also in line with our Constitution, Article 27A. If at all that we cannot overcome the stumbling block for dual citizenship, the Protection of Liberian Citizenship Act will be easier for the fact that it is only protecting Liberians who are born in Liberia as a citizen to protect your citizenship, irrespective of you leaving the country, going anywhere, whatever that you do, outside of the country. Once you get back into Liberia, you will continue to be a Liberian citizen. That is a fallback position. We hope that we will not go to that, particular point. But if at all we cannot get dual citizenship to pass, by next year, I think that would be our fallback position. So I would pause right there, and then you could ask your question. Besides the dual citizenship, I am on 6 different committees: Social Security and Welfare Cooperation, Pension and Insurance. That's a committee that I share as a chairman. I'm a co-chairman on labor. I took part in the decent, work bill. I'm a co-chair on transportation and civil aviation in Liberia. Those 2 committees are co-chair. I'm a member on the public works, member on concession, and agreement, and those committees. Those are the committees that I work on. Thank you very much, and I thank you for your time. And I will be here open to your questions. Thanks.
Thank you, Senator Grupee. Thank you for that brilliant deliberation. Well, folks, you just heard the Senator. I will now open your question line. If you have any question, comment, concern at this point, it will be our pleasure to give you the chance to have your say. So all you need to do is to dial *61 on your phone, *61. That's what you need to dial on your phone. Your questions will come over here. We will give you the chance to question the Senator. Senator Grupee, while we are with the audience to begin making their entry, I'd like to start the question here. Earlier during your deliberation, I heard you say that you made some effort, you and others made some efforts to resolve EULA, rift. And after you tried so many times, you saw there was no progress, so you decided that you're not going to be a part of it anymore. We need to come back to see the situation resolved. So my question is that the same attitude you're going to have with the dual citizenship bill? Are you going to try? And so if it doesn't go far enough, you're just going to let it be and consider yourself not to be a part of it anymore, sir?
No, that would not be the case. I'm very persevering when I'm on anything. what I just stated was that after we had tried, I have the intention to return home and then take part in the mainstream politics. And there where I drew the line since I could not really participate in the process as I would like to. I wrote, Marty couple reefs and told her that I was withdrawing, and not going to be part of the negotiation. I have always learned to tell people exactly how I feel about the situation. I don't want to pretend, and that's exactly what I did. So I had to return home to pay attention to the campaign. But I'm not going to do that. Your question, I'm not going to do that. I'm in this until we find the end. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad to know that you will not do that because we need you. So with that said, I will begin taking questions. I got enough lineup already. Just so you know, I got so many numbers here without names, and so I'll be calling the last 4 digits of your phone number. I hope you know that. I'll call that and then ask you to introduce yourself and then your question. So I will start with the first one. I'll be taking them in the order that they were received. So my first caller, the last 4 digits, 6929, 6929. Would you please tell us where you're calling from, your name, where you're calling from, and your question for the senator? 6929.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is Clarence Gono.
Welcome, Mr. Gono.
Hi, Mr. Senator, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, I live in Philadelphia. After I listened to you, you talked about how progressive Liberians are being prevented from making their contributions to Liberia because of some anti-dual citizenship clause in the Constitution. Now, I was also thinking, but why if these progressive Liberians just move to Liberia, live there as aliens, maybe try to reapply for Liberian citizenship? Will the government say deny them again? Or for instance, let's take it this way, or for instance, if these progressive Liberians are ready to make some urgent positive contributions to Liberia, would the government of Liberia prevent them? If not, what do you think is preventing them from doing so?
Okay, well, thank you very much. First and foremost, let me state this. There is nowhere in our Constitution that prohibits, dual citizenship in Liberia. There is nowhere. In fact, like during my, narrative, I believe I stated there that this act that came in around 1973, looking at it, we could say that it, does contravene our Constitution, but nobody has argued that. And instead of arguing that in court or so forth, it is easy for us to pass a bill that will mitigate, the circumstances. Besides that, when it comes to the dual citizenship, nobody is preventing or nobody is prevented from going to Liberia to, change his or her citizenship to or to renounce whatever citizenship that they have in another country to be a Liberian and enjoy your fundamental rights, honor your Constitution, again, as a citizen. No. But will you think that will be the way to go? Most of you have lived in the United States and have contributed to the economic growth of this country. And by doing so, you have invested time where you have your Social Security, you have your retirement and other, benefit in this country. You will like, to receive that when you are old and then be free to travel back and forth. Besides that, there are many, Liberians who are in this country. If you want to remain on green card to go to Liberia and then also have businesses and your family and house and everything else in this country because you have lived here for some time, to go home and contribute to the development of your country. You will be constrained by the law in this country to be coming back and forth every 6 months to come here and renew your green card, because if you're having to stay in Liberia over 6 months, you would have forfeited your residency in this country. So that again will prevent you from being in Liberia and carry on a meaningful things that you want to do in your country. So these are some of the reasons. And the other reason I follow also is most Liberian. I came to this country, I have my son who is now 11 years old. I brought my 4 children from Liberia, and they are all living in this country. I think 2 of them now are citizens of this country. When we were going back home, they were coming for my inauguration. They had to get a Liberian visa, to come to their own country. So these are some of the problems that we are trying to solve by allowing dual citizenship for Liberia. If that answers your question, I think that's the understanding that I got from your question.
Thank you, Senator. And if by chance that does not answer your question, by all means, please dial *61. We will be glad to accommodate you again. I'll take the next caller, Honorable Wetty. For the benefit of the audience, would you please state where you're calling from and your comment or question, sir?
Yeah, Mr. Moderator, I just wanted to remind you, the last time you had an open line for the president, myself, and the chairman of the board, so we can try to counteract just in case somebody, try to disrupt the program. The objective of this program is to allow our people to discuss the issue of dual citizenship and engage the senator. Our ULA issue is our ULA issue, so we don't have much time here. He doesn't have much time to be with us, so the 1 hour or so, we want to maximize this time to discuss the dual citizenship issue and some other things that may come up. So that's why I just wanted to remind you on the process that having the president, the chairman, myself open up, so just in case somebody asks a question that would disrupt the occasion, or we can come in and have everything. But I think everything is going so far.
Okay, thank you for bringing that to my attention. So I'm assuming that you want you and Honorable slide lines open, just you two?
No, and the chairman of the board.
Chairman of the board.
Yeah. So just in case if somebody come out they want to say it, then they can go ahead.
Well, no, so I'll get your lines open now, but we just have to observe the senator when he's on the floor so we don't interrupt him.
Yeah, that's
so
fine.
I'll open your lines very soon here. I'll take the next question. The last 4 digits, 3636, 3636. Would you please tell us your name, where you're calling from, and your question for the senator?
Yes, thank you. My name is Patrick Kromah, and I'm calling from Columbus, Ohio.
Welcome, Mr. Kromah.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Senator. I have one question with a follow-up. Listening to you talk about some of the difficulties to have this bill passed, can you briefly tell us what is the express opposition from those who are not in favor? And I take it that I don't think this bill is a controversial bill. If it is not, why is there so much an opposition? What harm is it doing, or will it do to Liberia if this bill is passed, giving the benefit of Liberians to take on the dual citizenship? Will you please address those two for me? First, the reason for those who are opposing, and second, what harm is it that will it do to Liberia?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Kromah. I think that's a very important question. Well, first and foremost, let me tell you that this bill will do no harm to Liberia or to Liberians. I have explained to you some of the concern for people that are opposed to the bill. One was that they thought that dual citizenship would be reciprocal. That when you, as a Liberian, gain naturalization in a foreign country, that foreign country citizen also have the right to go to your country, Liberia, and then also becomes a citizen there. And that, for them, they thought that would give rise to, people who are not of Negro descent to be citizens of Liberia. We have tried to explain that, and we still have work to be done on that, by educating the people. The other problem that we have, first, let me tell you that in the whole House of the Senate, among the 30 senators, I have heard loudly only 2 senators that are opposed to this bill who have expressed that. And their opposition, I respect them for their opinions, but in some cases you will look at it like a pure jealousy because they give no good reason. All what they said, I was talking to my senior senator, Senator Prince Y. Johnson, just the day before yesterday about me coming on this show and telling him that we would need his support on the ground. All what he told me is that those who left the country went outside and then gave a citizenship there, they should remain there and then work. They should not come by here and take our job. Okay, and that is the same sentiment that, George Musu Freeman, from Maserado County, senior senator from Maserado County, that's the thing that she expressed at one time. But we are 30 senators, and you need, 16 to pass on any bill. So for that reason, if we have only 2 people who are expressing, opposition to a bill, that means the bill have a majority support. And I must assure you that for my senior senator, I will convince him upon my return to Liberia for him, to wholeheartedly support this bill. So in short, those are the concerns that Liberians have, and those are the only 2 people in the House of Senate. I have also, during the budget hearing, I am on the Finance Committee and member of the Budget, Committee. I had the opportunity to interact with some of our colleagues from the lower house who are eagerly awaiting this bill, to pass the Senate and go down there to them. I think you might have heard a gentleman, I've forgotten his name, but he's a representative who introduced a bill in the lower house to allow Liberians in the diaspora to vote in the national election, presidential election. That particular bill will not, if the bill happens to pass the House, some of us will oppose to it in the Senate. We will not concur with that bill until we find a solution, for dual citizenship, because it will be, the procedure will not be right in our, in thinking. If you allow Liberians in the diaspora to vote in the presidential election, how do you determine who is citizen and who is not citizen? As far as I'm concerned, talking to you right now, I consider all of you to be Liberians, okay, until you show otherwise. So if you are an American, natural citizen, and you came on to the consulate or to the embassy and show your old Liberian passport, we will allow you to vote, okay? So that might really not be fair, okay? But dual citizenship will actually solve the whole problem. So I hope I have answered your question, but to the best of my understanding, I think that is the question that you asked.
As always, thank you, Senator. And If you're just joining us, we have Nimba County Junior Senator Honorable Thomas Grupee on the line tonight, talking dual citizenship. If you have any question, comment, or concern, by all means, please dial *61. If you happen to be at work where you're not allowed to talk, as usual, you may text your question to 612-203-3820. If that doesn't work, you're at work on the computer monitor, you may email your question to Liberian Diaspora Forum at live.com. Just before I take the next caller, the senator mentioned his colleague, Senior Senator Prince Johnson. I too want to state for the record that I've contacted Prince Johnson twice. I spoke to him just day before yesterday in an attempt to bring him on the show. And what Senator Grupee says, what Senator Prince Johnson told me, he said that we came over here to get education, to go help Liberia, not to be citizens here. If we chose to become citizens here, that's on us, and we should remain citizens here. If we decide to go Liberia, on the other hand, they will require people to go to court and publicly renounce their American citizenship before becoming part of the Liberian society again. So you can quote me for that. I'll take the next question here, the next caller rather. Your name, where you calling from, and your question for the senator, 9380-9380. Your name, where you calling from, and your question.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator, Mr. Kromah. You're doing so good for the community. We love you, and we will continue supporting you. Mr. Senator, Mr. Grupee, welcome back. I know you are a man of your word. I know you from Unico. We go way back. This is so important for some of us because we want to go back and be part of to contribute to Liberia. We love Liberia dearly. That's our country. That's our mother country. I think you guys, everything you explained so far is in place. And we personally, we do my contribution. We do anything necessary information-wise. As you know, I'm heading a group, a Liberian group called Bama Nimba Association. So, and I try to talk to most of them tonight to come on it. So whatever we get from you tonight, definitely we let them know the message. The message is very positive. But my question is in line. In America, we have over 300,000 Liberians with TPS. So if the EULA, I heard that EULA was going to address that issue. Maybe this is not the right forum. But if we gonna be going to dual citizenship, maybe we should address some of those issues too, because there are a lot of Liberians here who are staying on TPS. And they don't know what to go from here. Every year they have to go renew, saying that the American government will one day give them a citizenship. Is there a procedure? Is there something that EULA is working on, or the Liberian government is trying to or convince the United Citizenship or the American government to, so that the people with TPS so they can adjust their statute? And if so, please, if anybody, EULA or the senator, if you have any information, any little thing to share on this, believe me, a lot of Liberians will really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Senator Grupee, I don't know if that was a question or comment. Do you care to comment about that, sir?
The only brief comment I have on that is that I believe when President Salif, who is also in support of this bill, came to America, some time ago, she, made it very clear to the leadership of the United States that those of our citizens in this country, TPS, should be given a status. Okay, so we as government officials in Liberia, we do understand clearly the economic benefits that you have to your family and also to the country, Liberia. I think Liberia is one of the countries that send most money by Western Union and money grant to, to the country. So as such, we are doing everything and we are in support of your effort here for those that are on TPS to gain a permanent status in this country. So that's what I have to tell you on that.
Okay, thank you, Senator. Honorable Sly, Honorable Wetty, your lines are open. I just want to make sure you know that. I've not opened your chairman's line yet because when I opened the line initially, there were a lot of background noise, so I proceed right back. So, Chairman, I hope you can clear off some of the background noises so that we can also keep your line open. Come in, Wetty.
Let's go ahead.
Okay, the President, go ahead. Will the President?
Okay, okay, thank you. To add to what the Senator had just said before I go into detail, yes, indeed, the Madam President, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, is fully in support of the union effort when it comes to the TPS. Even the dual citizenship issue, when I was in Monrovia, January, for her inauguration, we met with her, and she's in support of the dual citizenship bill. Even the Vice President, President Pro Tem, all of those leaders in the country are in support. But coming back to the TPS issue, Liberians who came here and lost their status and became a TPS, which is temporary protective status, during the end of President Bush's term, before President Obama came into office, that was the administration also of Eminent Wetty. Eminent Wetty fought and declared that under his watch, no Liberian will be deported. At that time, we had close to 10,000 Liberians that were facing deportation. The union and other advocacy organizations in the diaspora combined and appealed to the United States government, to the United States Congress, through our different states, and the TPS status was then adjusted from TPS to DED. We got 18 months from President Bush when he was going out. We got 18 months of DED. It's called Deferred Enforcement of Deportation. So now it's no longer TPS, now it's DED. When President Obama came in, that status expires. And we appeal again. The union, the Liberian government, and other advocacy organizations appeal again. And we got another extension of 18 months. What we are fighting for is for those Liberians who are here lawfully and trouble-free to be granted permanent residency status. And it is a process. It's been done before for other countries. So this is why we are keep asking and appealing to the American government to grant these Liberians who are on DED a permanent residency status to have a green card. We are still fighting. Come March of next year, their status will expire again. So it is not solely in our hands to grant these Liberians who are facing deportation or status. All we can do is to lobby with the United States government, lobby with the Congress. Our colleagues in advocacy also joining us. Other larger groups are trying to help us too. Even the Liberian bill was attached to what they call a comprehensive immigration reform. It's a bill that means, quote unquote, now they say it's for Hispanic, but it will benefit everybody. Our Liberian bill being so small, they attach it to the immigration comprehensive bill, so that when that big bill passes, our will go to as well. The Honorable Jack Reed from Rhode Island, from Massachusetts, is doing very well in helping to push and promote this thing. And the late Donna Payne was a big advocate too for this bill. So we have a lot of people that are helping to push this, and we are working along with them, and we are hoping that Liberians who are on DED now, deferred enforcement deportation, will be granted permanent residency. We can't promise anything, but we will continue to fight. We also ask the President of Liberia, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, to keep helping us in this endeavor as well. So yes, the union is doing something about the issue. The Honorable Slewion, who is based in Philadelphia, he's the chairman on this committee, and he has been very much instrumental, in reaching out, and he's in collaboration with a lot of other coalitions who are also having these similar immigration issues.
Thank you, President Sly. Honorable Wetty, do you care to comment or just move on?
Thank you very much, sir. I will pass it. I think the President did a very good job, so I pass.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, I'll take the next caller. Your last 4 digits, 0134. Please tell us your full name, where you're calling from, and your question for the Senator. 0134.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're loud and clear.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. My name is Thompson B. Downsall. I'm from Grand Bassa County. Currently live in the state of New Jersey, and I'm the current chairman of the board of directors of Nimba. Thank you for allowing me the little short time, Senator, Junior Senator from Nimba County. I want to applaud you for the effort in this direction. But one thing you have not said, maybe probably I was not on the line, is what kind of strategy you have in place in terms of financial support for, your public hearing in Liberia or elsewhere. Do you have any committee for people to contribute financially, or you have any account open in the U.S. or in Liberia for volunteer to put in 1 or 2 cents? Those are other things probably you have not explained in detail, probably not on the line. Whatever the case is, someone mentioned this before, Liberians living in this country have been the bulk of financial support through the Taylor administration to Ellen, even to now, as we speak, for at least to the president. But the point I'm making is, if any senator, anyone, any Liberians for that matter would say, oh, they're coming back to take a job, I think they are not being fair to themselves or to the people of the country of Liberia. For me, I am a citizen. Of course, I was driven by war to come here. Of course, I want to be a citizen because I want to enjoy the liberty of this country. All of our own properties and investment and businesses in this country. If you leave tomorrow, or if you don't pay taxes, they take it from you. You leave tomorrow, it stays in this country. So what's the deal that when I came from Grand Bassa County to the U.S., that I can't go back because I'm a naturalized citizen? I don't think people who in the Senate or the House of Representatives, who are opposing this particular bill, that they are, I don't know their understanding of this bill, but some of them, they're not jealous, but they're just ignorant to the fact that Liberians living overseas are the bulk of the economic support in our country. So I want to applaud you. One of the things I want to recommend to you is that for you to ask, while you're in the line, maybe the president of ULA and other officials of the Liberian community in the U.S. can ask every county organization and alumni association, churches and other organizations to see whether they can make an impact by calling the senators on the ground, as we normally do in this country. Call the representative senators on the ground and tell them, listen, this is how important this is. If you're from my district, I support my people to vote for you. I want you to support this bill. Then those are other avenues. But I want to thank you for the time and hope things go well. But I think Mr. Walty, most of the guys know my email and whatever the situation is, I will be on board so we can support the bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Grupee?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Thompson. I'm glad that you are also a leader of an organization. I didn't get your last name, correctly. I think you said Duasan or so forth, but Thompson, I remember. You answer your own question in part. Some of the strategies, that's the one that you brought right out, which is calling your senators and representatives in Liberia. Liberians who are apprehensive about the dual citizenship, we have explained things to them. We continue to do so. As for financial support, it is clearly left with you. When I, talked to Mr. Woody, I think he and I discussed this issue. I'm sorry that when you came to Liberia, that I wasn't in my office. I'm on so many committees that most of the time I'm here from committee room to committee room. So, but what we need to do after having this conference, what you need to do as a leader in this country is to strategize how to help. How will you come in to help us, pass a bill? We are of the opinion to bring this bill on the floor by the end of January, early maybe February or so. And once the bill comes on the floor, we expect for it to be around for at least a month. So we're talking about going to March. I believe some of you have also expressed the interest to come to Liberia and speak to the joint session of our legislators. So that will also be another way to help, with this particular bill. So we have a lot of other avenues to push. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Grupee. Before I take the next caller, though, following the 4 steps of that last caller, and you yourself had alluded to this idea of lobbying, which sometimes include inviting your colleagues over for big day, dinner, and the rest of it. Is that just another name for bribery? Are we talking bribery? Are we just finding fancy name for bribing your colleagues to get them on board?
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Moderator, it's not bribery. It's let me address the guy, our gentleman from Bassa. That's why ULA is having this December 8th convention where people will come and pay $50 to support this effort. So this is not a bribery. Like any other process, you got to lobby people, and lobbying requires money. How do you think we're going to travel to Liberia? How do you think we're going to call a town hall meeting? So, it's not we're not bribing anybody. We are lobbying. And lobbying doesn't necessarily mean, they're giving somebody money. They send make it very clear. Even if a town hall meeting at the university, we need money for that. Chairman Coney was in Liberia the other day. He had a town hall meeting at the University of Liberia. We spent almost $1,000 for that. Where the money will come from? So this effort requires us to go on the TV, on the air, and to have town hall meeting, and we need money. And that's what the senator is actually saying. There is nothing wrong with you having a private conversation with another senator. Say, look, I want us to meet and let us talk. If it happens, that's part of the democratic process. So it's not bribery. So
thank you for the clarification. And though I would be.
To add on to that, moderator, add on to that, it's not bribery, and this is what we do all the time. If you have heard about the Decent Work Bill, this particular bill was sponsored by, our labor union in Liberia, and with the support from so many other, concessions area. They call every one of us to a forum, and that forum costs money. Okay, we had a all-day forum on the Decent Work Bill, and this was sponsored by them. They provided food, drinks, and everything, and this is exactly what we are talking about. For you to create awareness of your idea and project it into the other people, you have to spend little money to get their attention. You cannot call them to say, well, just sit there, let me talk to you. You have to provide little things, for you to drink and chill over. So that's all what we're talking about. We don't have to really bribe people. To go further, on that, let me also stick to you. Most of the Liberians that we talk to, even some of the lawmakers, the question that comes here is this: how do we handle our deportees? Being a citizen of a country that you are born in, it is your inalienable right. It is a right that God gave you to be born on that particular soil. Okay? So if you are willing to say you're going back to your country, even if you are to gain citizenship in any other country, your country cannot really depose you and say, well, get out of here because you went over there and then became a citizen in this fashion. If you happen to commit crime in this country and you are a naturalized citizen in this country, depending on the gravity of the crime, you could be stripped of your citizenship from here and sent back to your country of origin. And Liberia will not tell you, say, no, because you went and changed your citizenship, therefore we will not, accept you. One of my friends told me, say, well, you're coming by as a garbage because you have been rejected by another country. But in the first place, if I don't want to come as a garbage, I want to come as a decent citizen to contribute to the society, I think you should be given that chance. Thank you. I just want to put that in so you'll keep it in the back of your mind.
Thank you, Senator. We'll take the next caller then. Yeah, come in, Slay.
Yes, what I just want to add to all of this, the board chairman from Unibois mentioned us reaching out to county associations. I just want to let him know I'm glad that he brought that point out because that's one of our strategies. We have held 2 meetings now where we invited all the county associations, and I know I will be glad if he can encourage the counties president to come on board on our meetings, Mr. Emmanuel Smith. We have extended invitation to him and other county leaders. Some have been coming on, but we are encouraging all county associations to come on board because through the county association, you can easily reach to your various senators and representatives as well. So we are encouraging and we continue to reach out to them. In fact, we are planning another meeting for Thursday that will be inviting all the county leaders to come on this conference and encouraging all of you to come to Washington, D.C. on December 7 and 8 to support this effort. Any contribution you want to make, you can make it here. When we go to Liberia in February, the funds collected here will be used for the sole purpose of trying to lobby and do other things we need to do to get the bill to go through.
Thank you. I'll then take my next caller. Area code 401. The last 4 digits 7092. 7092. Would you please tell us your name, where you're calling from, and your question for the senator? 7092.
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, your line is open.
Okay, hello. My name is Nathan Bia. I'm the president of the Liberian Community Association of Rhode Island, and calling from Rhode Island. Again, thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Senator. Thank you, Mr. President, Sled, and Chairman Coney, and Mr. Wetty, eminent person. We, the president and the senator, we were together this past Saturday in Boston for a fundraising program. We had a lengthy discussion about this same issue, dual citizenship. I just want to ask the senator just more, just clarification when we talk in the lines of PR stuff with the dual citizenship stuff in Liberia. So I know you spoke about airways, and it's about so I want to ask you in the print media, how we're gonna tackle some of the print media to be able to go and send this message, and this great message across and through all Liberia.
I didn't get a question.
Can you please repeat the question, sir?
Please.
The question is how I know we're talking about getting some airtime, so talking about radio station and everything else. So my question is, what's about some print media also, like the newspapers and everything? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
so how we gonna get them on board to be able to start writing some because some some pros and cons to start writing all of these positive stuff about dual citizenship in Liberia.
Oh yeah, certainly print media is very effective. In fact, what I encourage you as supporters of this bill to do is to also go on the internet. People read what you write, from this end. You can also, most of the newspaper now in Liberia are also on the net. They have their, site where you could go there and make a contribution. So that would be very effective. The bill itself, the bill is a small bill. It's just 2 sheets. Okay, if it is possible, we can pay for a space in the newspaper, and the whole thing will be, written in the newspaper to just afford the people the opportunity to read it, for themselves and then make a comment. Okay, sometimes people tend to argue or oppose something if they don't really understand it well. But by you giving them that opportunity to read and understand, the whole thing for themselves, sometimes they could just, convince themselves. So every little media that we could use to our advantage to educate the public will be very, very much necessary.
Thank you. Emmanuel Wetty, slide. Any further comment?
I think the senator said it well.
Thank you. I'll take the next caller. 1963, last 4 digit, 1963. Would you please tell us your full name, where you're calling from, and your question for the senator? 1963.
Good evening. My name is Al Donzo. I'm calling from Minnesota, specifically in the town of Plymouth. Honorable Senator, welcome to the LDF show.
Thank you.
I have 2 questions. My first question has to do with whether the dual citizenship has something I would consider as benefit to your family. Not you specifically, but I'm talking about the lawmakers that are in favor of this bill here in a way that it will benefit their family that living in the United States or abroad, or they are doing this because it is a good thing for the country. That's one. My second question has to do with when do we expect this bill to be put into vote?
Thank you. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Donzo. Let me tell you this. First and foremost, as a senator, elected by my people in Liberia, my first and foremost constitutional duty is representation, to represent my people. The second one is to make law. The third is oversight. Those 3, if you put them together, it covers almost all. So representation, I am advocating for my people. I have lots of friends in this country. I live in this country for a lengthy period of time. And just as somebody suggested, when I was in this country, we had problems with this issue. And when I went back to Liberia, most of the friends I lived with here, had problems with this issue. I must admit to you, without calling names, that in our Liberian, government right now, you could count about, 50 to 60% of our senior officials to be, citizen, let's say natural citizen of other countries, okay? And living and working in Liberia and making tremendous contribution to that particular country. The expertise, their knowledge from abroad, the funds, all the wealth that they accumulated from abroad, they brought it back into the country, and the way how the country is being developed in terms of, building, structural development. I was telling, the president when we met at this particular fundraiser, if you left Liberia about 10, 15 years ago, you happen to return to Liberia now, you won't even know, where is Liberia? Where is Monrovia? Monrovia has extended to Robertsfield, okay? And most of those people that are building there all came from somewhere, from abroad. So, as such, we are advocating for these people to be able to live freely in Liberia and exercise their franchise. That's what we are trying to do. Not to say that because it affects my family or it affects me directly. No, that is not the case. But it is my constitutional duty to represent my people and advocate, for them. Even though I was elected solely by the people of Nimba County, but I made law for Liberia and whatever, that my effort has to gear toward the benefit of Liberians as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Chairman Coney, I've finally opened your line, and it seems that the background noise is no more. So I'll take the next caller. Your last 4 digits, 5078-5078. Would you please tell us your name, where you're calling from, and your question for the senator? 5078.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. My name is Kafumba. I'm calling from Pennsylvania.
Welcome,
Mr. Senator Grupee,
yes,
thank you for coming. Thank you very much. I'm a citizen of Nimba County, and I always hear about good news about the lawmaking. Thank you very much. I am now only for the dual citizenship. I'm 100% for the dual citizenship of that country. But what I'm against is that the Liberian Constitution, part of the Constitution that's saying that only on Negro descent should become citizen of Liberia. Let us face it. Let us face the reality of the 21st century. We have seen countries around us who are benefiting of another people becoming citizen of their country. I'm talking about the social economic, Africa, Senegal, and other places. We should not bound to ourselves to always look at the Constitution to be the Bible or the Quran that we can't change it. I mean, this is the 21st century. You are a lawmaker, please. You can applaud a maker to be a racist constitution. Make our constitution to be a racist constitution. Open the door for the people. I mean, it is an elementary economic factor that coming in, going out, the more the people, the more the economy booming. We want to see Liberia, going ahead. You know, we are almost 100 and some more, years now. You know, we still down economically because of some of these small laws that we're making in our Constitution. That's my comment, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Turek. Senator, do you care to comment on that, sir?
Well, that would be another debate. I think the issue about allowing people who are of non-Negro descent to be citizens of Liberia is also a topic that I have heard, but it is not part of this legislation that we are discussing. In our Constitution, the author of our Constitution, our forefather, put it there that because they want for the purpose of preservation and to protect the Liberian culture, okay, only people of Negro descent. So at this particular time, if Liberians, have the idea that it is now time for us to open up, our culture is well protected, and therefore they should allow. So that would be another, something. But for right now, this bill will not be touching our provision. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. I'll take the next caller. Your last 4 digits, 4380, 4380. Please tell us your name, where you're calling from, and your question for the senator. 4380.
4380.
4380, 4380, yeah.
Yes, okay. This is Bill Ponder. I'm calling from Massachusetts and Rhode Island, where I reside. Senator Grupee, thank you again for the opportunity to discuss with you. And I would like to also thank the leadership of EULA for bringing to fold this very important issue. I want to piggyback on this colleague from Rhode Island earlier that spoke about the need to address public awareness. I think he didn't state it in direct terms, but I think because the senator talked about the need to educate not only the public but the legislators themselves, I think we need to use the media in Liberia, both the internet and public radio, television, to be able to sell the positive of this bill. And it will require putting into place maybe some analysis and some research. I would admonish the EULA committee, the leadership of EULA, to set up a subcommittee to do research around the bill, take the bill and develop the bill into an socio-economic development paper around the issue of what benefit the country will really accrue from this bill, and publish it in all the the media institutions in Liberia to educate the public of the importance, because there is, let's face it, there is this fear that we leave from here with our education and we're going to take the jobs away. I mean, we hear it not only because of this dual citizenship issue, we hear it from even people who are not citizens who just got a green card and going to get a job in Liberia. Mm-hmm. So we need to educate the public, and I think it would be important if we set up a committee to do research and develop a backup paper to the bill to be able to be published in the media in order to sell. Liberia needs all the human capital. I can go into the fact that we talk about fiscal management. If we get dual citizenship, right now when you calculate economic growth in Liberia, you calculate it from the gross domestic product. If you have dual citizenship, you can do gross national product, which includes citizens of your country that live abroad. That's better economic development to your country. So I think what we need to do is, really sell this thing here, and hopefully if we can use some of the money that we will be collecting to portray the importance of this bill, we will be able to get it passed. This is my suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Bill. Mr. Ponda, I just want to say many thanks, and also thanks for your help over the year. I know we have been friendly for some time. What you say is quite in place, and I talked about political benefit when we first started, and just what you said are also in line with that. Right now, I think most of you here know that Israel received the most, aid from the United States. And the reason for that is that Israel has got constituencies in this particular country. They build their constituencies. And you can only do that through your vote. Okay? If Liberians in this country who are citizens were otherwise, allowed to freely move and exercise their voting right both here in the United States and also in Liberia, it will give us an advantage, on the political end for the fact that we, the politicians, only cater to, not just only, but mostly cater to people, to voters, okay, to voters. So when you vote for me, I know I'm going to do something for you in return. If the American government or politicians in this country happen to know that you have about, 20,000 Liberians living in this country who are voters and going to cast their vote for them tomorrow on Tuesday, they will definitely pay attention to you. And when you put together as a committee to say that we are Liberians, we seeking so aid or help from the United States, they will definitely pay attention to you because they know that you are a voter and you will, you could affect their existence as a politician. So I just want to add on to the comments that my dear friend Bill Ponder just made, and those are some of the benefits that we are talking about. Okay.
Thank you. We like to accommodate everyone, and so if you keep your questions brief so we can get as many questions through as possible, that would be great. There are a lot of people waiting here. So I'll take the next caller, no name. No, that wasn't for you, Senator. I meant people who are asking questions. You are the guest. You go as far as you want. So that wasn't for you, Senator. The last 4 digits, 5500-5500. Please tell us where you're calling from, your name, your question for the Senator. 5500.
This is Jabate, and Senator and member of the EULA representatives. You know me very well, but I have not yet made a decision on the so-called bill. I have not read it.
Where are you calling from, Mr. Jabate?
I'm calling from New York.
Okay.
Senator Wetty, welcome. Senator Grupee, welcome, because I'm calling you guys Senator now. You guys are going to be debating this issue about dual citizenship. But I have not read it. And I don't think I'm going to support it yet until I understand what this bill is about. But I have learned something from the senator tonight, that those that have the money lobby the best in Liberia. President Johnson had the money, so she lobbied the best. Grupee will have the money, Grupee will lobby the best. That is not the issue. The issue is dual citizenship. The question is, those that are not citizens of Liberia and they have not been declared as dual citizens of Liberia, are they breaking the law? That's the first question. If they are breaking the law, what is the senator position? The second question, if you look at, I'm having a wife, I'm married to 7 wives. I'm having one in Iran, one in Russia, and I have children in all of these places where they have equal access to the dual citizenship as those from Liberia, as those from the U.S. That is something that we need to look at. And in fact, when those brothers and sisters from Sierra Leone and Guinea and Africans that are related to me and they are my children, and when they be denied and accused of being non-citizen, how is that going to be addressed? Is that also included in the bill? The next question, Senator Grupee, are you telling me that you, this Grupee that I know, you are supporting this bill with sincerity?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jabate.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jabate. Let me answer the first question first. Yes, I am supporting this bill, the dual citizenship bill. And your other question that have to do with Liberians, living in Liberia who are who are citizens of another country, if they are breaking the law. Let me tell you this. I told you early on, once you were born as a Liberian, it is your inalienable right, your God-given right as a citizen of Liberia. So as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, all of us that live in Liberia, who were born in Liberia, are all citizens of Liberia. First and foremost, you have to come out to say, well, I am a natural citizen of another country. Otherwise, it will remain with the Liberian government or the justice system to prove that you are, not a citizen of Liberia. So that question, all of those that live and work in Liberia, they are all Liberian as far as I'm concerned. I have not seen anyone in our government who will come and tell us that, yes, indeed, I'm a citizen of Russia, France, or the United States, and allow you to work in our government. We are all Liberians. If you proclaim to be a citizen of another country, the law will deal with you. But even if you having to have a citizenship of another country and came back to Liberia, which is your born country, without you telling us that you are a Liberian citizen, first and foremost, we consider you as a Liberian until you prove it otherwise. So I do not have anybody, that is working in the government that is known to be, a non-Liberian citizen. So that is, as I know you asked a lengthy question, but those are the two that I really recall that I could respond to.
Okay. Thank you, Senator Grupee.
Let me come in real quick, please.
Okay.
This is Gisler. Just listening to the previous speaker, his question, I pick up something in there that this dual citizenship effort is geared towards those in the United States. I just want to throw a little light on that. This fight for dual citizenship is for all those who are outside Liberia. The convention we are about to have, we have our brothers from Europe in partnership with us. Our brothers from Australia, we made contact with them. They will be joining us too as well. Our brothers from Canada, of course, North America, they will be coming in to join in this effort. So this dual citizenship fight is not only for Liberians in America, it's for Liberians all over the world that are outside of Liberia. So your children that you're born in Germany, we are fighting for them as well. So we ask you to change your position because your children will benefit from this thing as well.
Thank you. Chairman Coney, you want to add anything further? Chairman Wetty?
Well, I think the senator is doing extremely well on the issues, and the only point I wanted to add is the challenges that we face, the disinformation that we face, the deception that we face, that many people are using in Liberia because of several factors. When we talk about dual citizenship, for example, like the senator said, I didn't choose to born in Liberia. That's God's decision for me to be born in Liberia. Yeah. And basically the position we're making is that people who are already Liberian, we're not creating a new category of citizenship. People that are already Liberians, people that the constitution that the senator adequately quoted. Our own constitution says people that were Liberian up to coming into force of this constitution shall remain Liberian citizens. This is the kind of dual citizenship which we're talking about. But the point I want to make, just to add to the discussion, is that if you really look at the people that are opposed to dual citizenship, they're really not opposed to dual citizenship per se. It's the same thing the senator alluded to, and some other people have alluded to. It is this jab thing. Because how will you be opposed to dual citizenship in Liberia when our country grants citizenship to citizens around the neighboring countries whose constitution guarantee their own citizens forever citizenship? Ghana, once a Ghanaian, always a Ghanaian. So if that Ghanaian go to Liberia and becomes a Liberian, you have dual citizens right there. He's a dual citizen. It doesn't matter whether you swear an oath to the Liberian government. His country constitution already makes him that dual citizenship. Liberia got no authority to go tell the Ghanaian people to change their law. So all of these things bother on job, little bit of jealousy, little bit of misinformation. And these are the things that we have to really address. And this is where, issues like public awareness, the town hall meetings, the lobbying, and everything we're talking about, this is where it comes into place. The only thing I would want to suggest, since maybe the senator is busy and we may not have a time to talk again, is that I think we need more coordination between EULA and the members of the legislature that are working on this issue, so that we can all be in sync with regard to exactly what the law is. We want to know exactly what the legislation is. Maybe the legislators also need to know exactly what ULA position is, so that we can all be on the same wavelength. But I think this is a challenge that we can all live up to. We are talking about our homeland. Nobody. We're not going to lay down flat for somebody to take our country away from us, the country that God make us to be born in. So this is a challenge, and I think Liberians have an opportunity for us to lead this fight, and I'm particularly happy that Senator Grupee and the other senators and the other legislators, are pushing this idea, and we need to rally around ourselves to advance this agenda. So that's just a few remarks I want to make. Thank you,
Wetty. So many of you have just joined the line, I've noticed, and so if you're just joining us, have no clue what's going on, we have the junior senator from Nimba County, Honorable Thomas Grupee, of course, he's discussing dual citizenship and anything else concerning Liberia. So if you have any comment, concern, or question, please dial *61 on your phone, and then we will take the question here. I'll take the next caller, Senator. Your last 4 digit, 6105-6105. Please tell us where you're calling from, your name, and your question for the senator.
My name is Anthony Iram Zaidi. I'm calling from the state of Minnesota. First of all, let me begin by saying I am a Liberian, a born Liberian, natural Liberian, and I will remain Liberian. I will die Liberian, and I will remain committed as Liberian under no circumstances that I will renounce my citizenship because of opportunity for another country. Now, I want to just give thanks to the senators for your effort with this bill, and you're hoping to pass. You may succeed. But one thing I have not heard is the disadvantages of this bill. I know if this bill passes, I will be one of the beneficiaries. I have children in the United States. But one thing I have not taken into consideration is the disadvantages, which is so much as compared to the little advantage we have. It's just a little menu things. So I'm just going to make a comment so that we can look at it. Instead of looking at what will benefit us as an individual, but we'll look at it from the broad perspective, what will affect the country as a nation. That's one of the reasons why I'm calling. I'm against the dual citizenship. I'm against. Those I may benefit, but I'm against it. And this is why. Number one, God never made mistakes, Senator Grupee, to have you born in Liberia, to have your navel spring buried in Liberia. Never. You will never be American. Scriptures even tell us that you cannot serve two masters at the same time. You cannot pledge the allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and do likewise to Liberia. So we shouldn't fool ourselves. We shouldn't. It's time for us to be committed to our country. Dual citizenship is not going to help us. And then it's not going to help us. First of all, I heard you talking about it will bring economic prosperity. That's not true. That's not been proven. The houses you're talking about building, extending Morovia, if you take statistics, people that are building right now are people on TPS. I called some of them, and they told me the reason why they're actually building is because they see their place down their home. One day they will be kicked out, followed by people on residences, permanent residences. I can bet you, all of us who are citizens of the United States of America, I can tell you, probably we don't even have 2-3 houses over there as compared to those on TPS. This has to do with self, and that is why I'm against it. So let me just conclude. Let me just conclude. One of the disadvantages we're going to have. First of all, most of us left Liberia undocumented because of war. We left without passport. The Ministry of Finance don't foreign affairs don't have no document for all of us that left during the war. No document at all. Some of us were in Nigeria. Some of us in Nigeria now are speaking Yoruba. Some of us are speaking Igbo. Now, if the dual citizenship passes, believe me or not, a criminal in Nigeria, criminal in other countries will take the advantage over it. They will come with a Nigerian passport because Nigeria has passed the dual citizenship, claiming that they went to Liberia undocumented, but they are Nigerian, but these are criminal. If we look at Biafra War, not Biafra War, but in the 60s, when the oil was being extracted in Nigeria, believe me or not, the population started to increase, and today in Nigeria, every second somebody here is cut off. And that's how I'm going to be.
I'm afraid we'll have to leave it there. I think you
no.
Your point is well taken. I'm afraid we have to leave it there, sir.
I know 99%.
Senator Grupee, your comments, sir.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say many thanks to the caller. This is what we do, all of the time as a lawmaker. We listen to the view of the people. The pros and cons have to be taken into consideration. I respect that gentleman's view, but if he knows the historical background of Liberia, he will not argue that point. We have had dual citizenship of Liberia, but it has not been expressed on a book. And the people who wrote our Constitution did not make a mistake when they put in there that if you were lawfully a citizen of Liberia in the coming of this Constitution, you should remain citizen. Okay? Our voice, we have about 15 of our presidents who were born outside of Liberia. And up to as late as as early as 1930, we still have people who were born outside of Liberia that rule us as a leader. Charles D.B. King was born in Freetown, who was our president. So, the historical, side of Liberia. Most of the slaves that left from here went to Liberia. Many of them are still in Liberia. Okay? And most of them, while they were in leadership there, they also have United States, citizenship. So we have always had, dual citizenship in disguise. What we are speaking of now is we have to be very realistic to ourselves to legalize this so that our citizens will be free to move and be able to make the kind of contribution that they would like to make to our country. Besides that, we, the Liberians, those of us that were born in Liberia, we had really no serious problem. You leave from here today and go to Liberia, you walk out there to the airport with your Liberian passport, you are Liberian. Nobody is going to deny you of the right that you cannot come by here when you are from Bodnoy, or you're from Bapulu, or you're from, Lofa County. No way, except you say otherwise. Okay? But what we are trying to explain to people is in the civilized world now, things that are going around, it is very laughable for we, the Liberians, to even be arguing about dual citizenship. All right? When countries around us, Ghana, Nigeria, and all of these places have, gotten a dual citizenship on their book. Okay? As a country that was, founded by free slaves, okay, to be talking about dual citizenship, we use other people's currency. The currency that we use in Liberia, the U.S. currency. Our flag is a replica of the U.S. We dress like the people in the United States. Our, Constitution is an archetype of the Constitution of the United States. So it is just a little petty jealousy when people talk about opposing dual citizenship of Liberia, but I don't see anywhere that Liberians being allowed to have dual citizenship will bring any reputable harm to Liberia. If that be the case, as a lawmaker of Liberia, I would be the first person to introduce or to work on a bill, to scrape that for you. But, it is good for us to express our feeling and that put us on a guard to know exactly how to explain ourselves to the public. Thank you.
Senator, more to the caller's point, though. More to the caller's point.
Mr. Moderator.
Obviously, there are a lot of benefits to the dual citizenship that you and Senator Taylor have outlined just within the last couple of weeks. But isn't it true that there are also some disadvantages? For anything, there are pros and cons. So are there anything for that matter that you honestly know as a disadvantage to dual citizenship? And if so, what is it?
The only disadvantage that I know would be to dual citizenship is unscrupulous, Liberians who will otherwise go home, keep their citizenship of this country, go home and dupe our country. Okay, after stealing from the country because they have a passport to return to the United States or to British or France, get on a plane and leave. Okay, but that fear can also be, addressed. We do have, treaties with almost all of these countries to send back to Liberia to extradite anyone who commit crime in Liberia, and we have seen it over and again. Okay. So I think that is the only, fear and some of the fear that have been expressed so far. But first and foremost, we continue to say this. And in the Liberian Constitution, naturalization is permitted. Read your Constitution, okay? Chapter 4, Article 27B. It allows other citizens to come and naturalize in Liberia. So you're talking about the Ghanaian, the Nigerian. The Nigerians don't have to come and then falsify Liberian citizenship. They could come to Liberia as a Nigerian and go through, the naturalization and become a Liberian. Okay? There is a law on the book that permits them to do so. Their whole dual citizenship is only for we, the Liberians, who want to have, a second, citizenship. Okay, to be able to live in Liberia and fully participate in whatever that is going on in Liberia. Even our children that we're having in this country permits, dual citizenship for their citizens. They could leave from here as American citizens, go to Liberia and work through the process, the legal process, to become a Liberian, a natural Liberian. They will be accepted. They could work in the government. The only job that they will not be able to do according to our Constitution is to be, a vice president or president. So that is not a debate. It's not a debate.
Okay.
Thank you.
Eminem Wetty, were you trying to come in, sir?
No, Chairman Kuni was trying to come in.
Okay, Chairman Kuni, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, okay. Really, I don't want to share the senator's stage, but, just to listening to my brother who just called, these are some of the challenges that I was referring to earlier. Because if people talk about these massive disadvantages that they're talking about, when they point the disadvantage out, you quickly recognize that it's a hollow disadvantage. Like the senator said, why would a Nigerian fake a Liberian to come to Liberia to be a citizen? By law, a Nigerian can become citizen. And we quickly run to this. You can't serve two masters. But in Liberia, we got dual marriages. We got dual religions. We got dual educational system. Everything is dual. The only thing we can't have is dual citizenship. So these are the things that we have to go through. And like I was at the University of Liberia, and one of the weirdest examples they threw what the war happened between Liberia and America. Are you really saying that by Liberians not becoming citizens of the United States, Will that tilt the war in Liberia's favor if it were fighting the United States? We got to really answer some of these questions in a real open manner. Why are Liberians now concerned about the loyalty of Nigerians and Sierra Leoneans and other people that we are admitting as citizens, but they are concerned about the loyalty of the Kuni who from Nikutan went to the University of Liberia, got all his family in Liberia? We got to see through these things. You're concerned about the loyalty of the from Grand County, but you're not concerned about a Kofi who you don't even know, but you're giving him citizenship. So, I mean, we point this out just to open the discussion, not to ridicule our colleagues.
Okay. Thank you. I'll take the next caller here. Last 4 digit 5192. Please tell us your name, where you're calling from, and your question for the senator. 5192.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. This is Mohammed Dolly calling from Minnesota. I just want to personally thank the senator for taking his time and the leadership of ULAS. Just want to acknowledge you as the moderator. I just have a comment. Your show is very important to us. Most of all, probably we don't ask questions every day, but we listen and, we gain from it. So regardless, people might be so passionate about this stuff, but at least, let's try to, limit the question at least. Instead of explaining everything that we have in mind, we got to look at time fight. Thank you very much, and I wish, Senator, thank you for coming to this show. Thank you.
Mr. Moderator, this wet tea.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Dollar. I'll come in on the waiting.
Okay.
Mr. Wetty?
Yeah. Mr. Moderator, I want to say thank you. We did ask the senator for an hour. Right now, we're going 2 hours. We started 9 o'clock right now. It's about 11 o'clock, and the senator is doing extremely well, but I think we cannot abuse the opportunities. So, we want to say thanks to everybody. That everybody's been doing fine. But I want to ask our audience and our supporter that, it will not be necessary for the senator to cut off all. I think if we can allow 3 more questions, then follow that, I will make a remark. The chairman of the board will make a remark, and the president will make a remark, and we'll close this thing out. So we just want to appeal to our sponsors and our friends that will ask for 1 hour. Now we're going to 2 hours, and the senator apparently he's still got more energy to talk about. We want to respect his time, and he too is a family man, and he's way in the East Coast, and you know what's going on there. So, let him not be the one to tell us that we should stop. Let's try to respect his time. We're going an extra hour in our time, so at least 3 more questions, then we can do the closing part of it. But don't forget, December 7 and 8 will be in D.C. Come and support the all-Liberian Conference on Dual Citizenship. Come and make a financial contribution, and come and support this great cause. Mr. Moderator is all yours.
Senator Grupee, you heard that, and I'm assuming you concur with that. If that's the case, and then I'm in the tight spot here to pick 3 questions out of at least 28 more questions lined up here. That's going to be a tough job to do. But Senator Taylor told me to do many more when we got to that point the last time, and so I'm assuming we'll try the same tonight. So the first question then will come from a wireless caller, 0140. Maybe it's the previous caller to the 0140. Tell us your name, where you're calling from, and your question. 0140.
Yes, my name is Humphrey Towa, and from Minnesota. So welcome, back to the Senate. Welcome. Thank you very much. Back to the senator, to my previous brother that talked about, I'm a citizen of America, and I also claim, but I first and foremost claim Liberian. If you ask me who I am, I'll tell you I'm Liberian. And I speak for all my Liberian brothers and sisters out there. It was fortunate we came to this country, came and got an opportunity, but we still take from this country to give back to Liberia. Now, with you telling me that I have to renounce a citizenship to be Liberian, and
someone else from Nigeria can come over to Liberia without any questions and claim the full benefits and still remain a dual citizenship of Nigeria and Liberia, that's doing injustice to our Liberian people. You know, we're pledging allegiance to Liberia and Liberia only, where other countries are going to come around and do the same thing, have dual citizenship, have the same amenities that Liberians share. I mean, where's the benefit for us? How does it benefit us economically? How do we say it helps us economically by do not see this? You know what I mean? I have family back home. I support my family back home. Every month, I send about $400, $500 back home. You know what I mean? If you want to, I mean, I live here as a Liberian American. That's the first thing I'll claim, a Liberian. Like I said, Liberian American. So, Senator, can you please explain to me how does this still benefit us? Because I can't see the rationality how it benefits us.
Tabo, just to be clear here, are you saying how does dual citizenship benefit us, or how does opposition to the bill benefit us? Which is it?
How does dual citizenship benefit us?
Okay, all right. Honorable Senator, how does dual citizenship benefit Liberia and Liberians?
Well, first and foremost, let me tell you this. I think Thomas, your last name was Thomas? Tabo. Oh, Tabo, okay. This is exactly our point that we are arguing, and that's the point you made. Dual citizenship law is not a universal law. Every country have an immigration law, and that immigration law is unique to that country. This particular country that we live in, which you and myself know about, as long as you were born on this soil as a citizen, you could go anywhere and then have 2-3 citizenship of another country. Once you enter the U.S., you are a citizen of the U.S. They will not tell you because you went to France or to Germany and got a citizenship there, therefore you are no longer citizen of the United States. Liberia, that is a law that we are fighting, right now. And I want to say this again. It is not in our Constitution. The Constitution gives we, the lawmaker, that power to decide how citizenship law should be defined. Okay, and this is why we are introducing this bill. How dual citizenship, benefit you as a Liberian? It gives you the latitude to remain, like what you said, not to denounce your citizenship of the United States, but to remain American citizen or naturalized citizen of the United States and go back to Liberia and be a citizen and continue to be a citizen of Liberia. Okay, continue to be a citizen of Liberia. That is a benefit. You will be able to travel from Liberia back and forth. You will be able to participate in this country, election as it's going on. You will be able to reap the economic and political benefit in this country and also take it back from all studies that have been done. If you, went right now on the internet and Google dual citizenship, it will pop up like Nigeria, Ghana, and so forth, and we tell you all the studies that have been done. Citizens that have dual citizenship pay more, loyalty to their citizen of birth, than the naturalized, citizen of the country. Of the country that is, naturalized in. So this tell you to say the statement that you just made. You consider yourself first and foremost as a Liberian. So you are proud to be a Liberian, and you will be proud to go back to Liberia and contribute to the economic growth, of Liberia. And that's what we want you to do without renouncing your citizenship of the United States. If I understood your question correctly, those are the benefits, and that's what we want you to have.
Okay, thank you. 2 more questions per the protocol, and then we'll be out of here. 1373, 1373. Your name, where you calling from, and your question for the senator.
Yes, Mr. Kromah, thank you so much for taking my call. This is Sion, young of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Let me quickly jump into the question raised by the previous caller. Then I will also follow my own question to the senator. One of the benefits you will also enjoy as dual citizen is when in Liberia, may God have mercy upon us, God forbid, Liberia will say, if a war broke up in Liberia, then your country, America, will take you from that country and you will leave the country people back there to suffer and die like we did in 1990. That's one of the benefits you will get. That's why we are seeing dual citizenship is not the way for Liberia right now. I don't know whether I understand the passion and excitement people bring towards dual citizenship, but one of the things to always forget to add is this benefit I just added. The benefit of, when civil war break up again, when evil men and women plan to come and kill us, then your country, America, will evacuate you. Then your brothers and sisters who are just Liberian citizens will be there looking at you getting on the plane, and you come to America again to a second country. Then you leave them to suffer and die in that country. So we see no, dual citizenship is not the way forward, okay? Because the argument has not been made sufficiently. I'm only afraid that if we don't give ourselves careful study, and not just to quote that study has shown that people, who are dual citizens are more loyal to the country of birth. I truly question that theory. As much as we all would love to have Liberia transition into a better country, we should be very careful what kind of Liberia we are talking about. As American citizens, take your dues today, tomorrow, go and exercise your right to vote in America because this is your newfound country. And we appreciate all the people going to vote tomorrow. But yeah, dual citizenship is not a way for Liberia. It's too, it's too, it's too dangerous. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. So we'll leave it there. One more question to go, Senator. Any comment, or you just want to take the last?
No, it's just, that's the same thing that is first I said, so no.
Okay, so, well, folks, there's still a lot of you here. Unfortunately, I just got to pick one more question. It's got to be one of the toughest decisions of the week for me. So, last 4 digits, 6918, 6918. Please state your name, where you're calling from, and your question.
Hi, my name is Musa calling from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I heard a lot about this dual citizen, but I just want to bring two things to the senator's attention. And the second thing is to deviate a little bit from the dual citizenship. My first thing here, how will you feel as a Liberian traveling to your own country? You have to apply for visa and pay for the visa just to go visit your own country, to develop your own country. And those who talking about benefit, that's some of the benefit. You don't have to pay for visa to go to your own country. That's one. Two, Mr. Senator, I just want to deviate a little bit from all the other talk, because I was in Liberia in January, and most of all leave from here with the intention of going to buy land to construct in Liberia, and they're having serious land dispute in Liberia. What the lawmakers are putting in place to resolve this land dispute in Liberia? This is my question.
Thank you, Mr. Conan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Musa. If I understood you correctly, if you are a citizen of this country, you cannot own land in Liberia. Non-citizens don't own land in Liberia. You have to be a citizen of Liberia in order for you to own land in Liberia. If you are if you are a citizen of Liberia and you own land in Liberia, we are doing a lot of work. The land issue is a very serious problem in Liberia. In my own county, Nimba, early this year there was a land dispute, in one of our, districts, right there to Kokopa, where a 26-year-old boy was shot, right on the spot, shot dead. Okay, and what we did, we went there and then instituted what we call a legislative land commission. They are very proactive, look into land dispute before it even escalates to the point where that particular young man's life was taken. There was another land dispute where they knocked, the young man down and poured acid, the acid that we put in a rubber. They put it in this man's eye, and they brought him to Ganta. Up to today, that man is blind. Okay? We have a land dispute in Nimba County where the president went there, right there in Ganta, and the Nimba Mandingo and the Gio Emano really went a serious lacquer. In Monrovia, we are trying, in fact, we had law on the book that had not been fully implemented, okay, or enforced. There are unscrupulous landowners who will go and sell one parcel of land to 2-3 people. Okay? We have law on the book to prosecute these people here, criminally, because the act for you to sell one parcel of land to 2-3 people is a criminal act. All right? So we try to put things in place, my brother, but we need your help. Now, if you have your deed that was probated, I will encourage you. We have a new, commission in Liberia now, land, commission that will go and, put your deed just like how you have it now in the archive. We are trying to computerize the whole thing so that when that particular parcel of land, somebody is trying to sell it to another person, it will pop up, to show that that particular land has already been sold. Okay? So these are things that we are putting together. And the reason why we're fighting for this dual citizenship is we have lots of Liberians in this country with a lot of expertise. Okay? We're talking about laying out our cities. In Liberia, most of our cities are not laid out. Okay? We have people in this country, Liberians, who have the expertise to do some of these things for us, but they cannot go home because of their status. So for that reason, we are inviting you to come and help us. We went through 14 years of civil war. All is not well. I've lived in this country for over 20 years. I decided to pack up everything and say I'm going home. And right now I'm there trying to make the little difference that I have to make. I disagree with people in Liberia a lot of time because of my orientation from here. Through EULA, through UNICO, through, this kind of civilized world. You go home and you make a difference. And there are a few of us that are making a difference, and we encourage you to come and join us. I know there is the end of our teleconference because the chairman just said that we were just going to take 3 more questions. But let me tell you, whenever I'm in the midst of Liberians, right now there is a teleconference, we now see each other. I don't know how many people that are on the line. I am more energized to talk to you for 24 hours without stopping. Okay? Because there is how we, how bad that we want to change things in Liberia and make things better for us in Liberia. We don't need any more civil war. We don't need any more hostility in Liberia. There's no more violence that we want to invite in Liberia in order for you to be airlifted from Liberia by any other country. All right? We want to remain in Liberia and make it the better home. All of the iron ores that is taken out of your country, we have discovered oil in Liberia. I think you heard about it. The other fight that we're having now, the intellectual, fight, is on the oil. And 2 or 3 years from now, when we start draining oil, I know there will be more fight. Okay? And you might not have any reason to even stay here because the country is so small. And if we have this kind of boom, economic boom, I believe it will be enough to facilitate every one of us, to accommodate us for us to go and employ our expertise for our country. So this is what we're appealing to you for. And we're trying to make every avenue possible for to help you to return home. We have, a directory. If you don't have 1 year, you can get it from the embassy, or I could talk to the president to mail some of the legislative directory, to you. You have all of your senators, all of your, representatives in the directory with all our telephone number and addresses. You can get in touch with us directly with your questions, with your concern, with your proposal. This is what we need from you. So I thank you so much for the time given me tonight, to talk to you. I am in the United States for another 2 more weeks. Any of you are free to call me. Those of you who were not able to ask your question tonight, if you talk to the president or the leadership of any of your organization, most of them have my number. You can call me privately to ask your question or to give me your suggestion. That will help us to, do our work better on the ground. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Senator. I'll take that as your closing remark. And so before I turn the floor over to ULA leadership for their closing remark, I do have one quick important announcement to make. Between Senator Joy Howard's Taylor show and this show, I have received 13 text messages and 2 lefty email written by people that I do not even know, accusing me of being biased in favor of dual citizenship. If some of you are listening tonight, I'm quite sure you know yourself. As a show, LDF is an independent marketplace of ideas. And so some of the questions you asked, yes, if you do have people who are opposed to dual citizenship, you want to bring them on the show, by all means, let me know. We will facilitate that. As an individual, do I support dual citizenship? You better do. I live here, I got kids here, and you figure out the rest. But this show is very independent. You can bring whoever you want that is opposed to the idea. We will facilitate their appearance on the show, just as we've done for Senator Joy Howard Taylor and Senator Grupee tonight. I just want to clear that up. So with that said, President Slide, if you want to take the lead, followed by whichever order you want to do it, you can begin making your closing remark. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I just want to take this time to say thanks to all those who took their time to come on this conference tonight. Whether you're for or you're against, we say thank you for coming. And most of all, thanks to our senator, who I know in Liberia by this time, he will be sound asleep, but the change of time, he's hanging in there and he's still energized, We want to commend you, for hanging with us and for doing a very excellent job here tonight in answering the questions that were posed to you. We already spoken, we have a plan of action. We will be contacting you, the union will be contacting you, and our supporters on the ground. You will be the one to guide us in terms of how to go about other things we need to do on the ground prior to coming, but needs to be done before we get on the ground. And when we get on the ground, which route we need to take, we'll be counting on you. Like I told you when we met in person, we'll be counting on you and our supporters on the ground there as well. So, again, I just want to say thank you very much for your time tonight. Thank everyone else who are on here tonight, our board chair, our eminent who is doing an excellent job, and all members of his committee, our colleagues from Europe, if they are on listening, we say thank you to all of you. And this is a worthwhile effort. Even some of the people who are advocating for a dual citizenship, they are not even citizens of America, but they believe in the principle that this dual citizenship holds. People who are coming here against it, they are giving 2 different statements. My children are born here, I want to be Liberian, my children will benefit. So why are you against it? You want your children to remain here or you want to be over there? So, but anyway, I just say thanks to everybody. This is a democratic process. We welcome every view. We encourage all of you, whether you are for or against this, the dual citizenship, we encourage all of you to come to Washington, D.C. on December 7 and 8, and we can bring all these suggestions on the table. This will strengthen our position that we'll finally take to go on to Monrovia. So, again, thank you for hosting the show or the Diaspora Forum. Thank you for hosting us. And I will now have my board chairman. He can come in, or the eminent. One of them can come in if they have anything to say before we can all exit here tonight?
Well, Mr. President, thank you very much. I don't have much to say. You've spoken adequately for us. I just want to thank the other eminent Senator Grupee for the time. I want to also thank the forum for giving us this opportunity. I want to thank fellow Liberians that took up their time to be here. This is the new society we all want. Our country should be a country of ideas. It should not be a country of war. And whoever have the majority view, let that view be held. As we continue to examine this problem, we increasingly realize that, the opposition to dual citizenship is actually unthinking thing, because now granting, depriving native-born Liberians of their citizenship is not a solution to preventing war in our country. So all of these ideas are not going to help develop Liberia. If Liberians will have to make a conscious effort not to carry war into their country, preventing somebody from dual citizenship not going to prevent war. And when war break out, it's not only American people that are airlifted, but actually on board challenge. A lot of people left Liberia on different refugee ships. So I just let to point these things out for people to know that reasons they have for dual citizenship really don't have any hope. We as Liberians have to make that conscious and deliberate decision to keep our country in peace, to keep our disagreement peaceful, to keep our agreement peaceful. So, Mr. Senator, I want to thank you. I want to thank all my colleagues here. And I want to thank Eminent Maria Weti. He's bringing a lot of energy to this process, and we hope that all of us will be in Washington, D.C. on the 7th and on the 8th of December so that we can put our resources together to go to Monrovia. With the senator who have been around, it would be a good thing if we could face the occasion, but I understand the demand of the job. So, Senator, again, thank you, and we hope to get together again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Kony. Eminent Weti.
No, thank you very much. I pass. I think the president and the chairman have spoken, so I pass. I just want to say I'll see you guys in December in Washington, D.C. Thank you very much, moderator, and thank you, Mr. Senator. Thank everybody for coming on as well and for supporting us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator Grupee, and thank you to your leadership. Thank you to all of you who tuned in tonight. As always, it's our pleasure to have you on the line. So we want to thank each and every one, and that brings tonight's program to a close. So a good night. Let's have a wonderful night.